This episode, we're sipping hot cocoa and swooning through Lovelight Farms by BK Borison. Expect fake dating, cozy disasters, festive flutters, and an MMC who's equally soft and devastating. And welcome back to Book Size Matters, where we love big books. And what was the other half of it? I don't remember.
It says where we read big books but have bigger opinions.
Something like that.
Algo así.
And welcome to December. This is our first episode of December, one of two. Mm-hmm. How is number 2 going?
It's going. It's going. It's a little rough. I think it's because it's just taking me a little bit.
Okay.
To kind of, but it's going.
It's going? Okay. Mm-hmm. So, are you ready for Lovelight Farms by BK Borison?
I'm ready because, like, I don't know.
You don't know what to expect?
I don't know what to expect. And then you're saying, I don't know. I'm interested to see what you have to say because you're not a big fan of
holiday
books.
Romances and books and movies and songs.
Exactly. So,
and all of the above. Surprisingly, guys, I think I was a little surprised. But let's jump into some love notes real quick, okay? Before we step into the snow-dusted world of Lovelight Farms, a quick heads up. We give all the spoilers. We're spilling the small town romance like your nosiest neighbor, with all the names, dates, accidental confessions, soft stares, and cozy chaos included. Haven't read it yet? Hit pause and sprint to your Kindle. And seriously, check the trigger warnings. Even the sweetest holiday romance can come with emotional baggage, awkward feelings, and farm-based drama. Protect your heart, protect your peace, and maybe grab some hot cocoa while we unpack the chaos. Actually,
where's our hot cocoa?
For real, we need some hot cocoa and like a mug or something. Yeah. I had, oh my god, quick sidebar here. Sidebar real quick. I got some champurrado yesterday because I was really craving it, and so I went to La Mojarra to go pick up my dinner, and they have champurrado there.
Ooh.
Tell me why that shit is like $5.99.
Okay.
For a cup like this of champurrado, okay?
Okay.
$5.99. I come home, I'm eating my food, enjoying it, and then I'm like, oh, let me drink my champurrado now, right?
It's gonna be hella good.
I was drinking it, and then I was like,
no.
Tell me why there was a big ass chunk of cinnamon stick. And I was like, did I just eat wood? Like, it felt like wood in my mouth. So I had to like take it out. I was like, okay. So I kept like drinking it. And then I got another chunk of the fucking cinnamon stick. And then I was like, okay, guys, like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, we're here working and drinking. I get a piece of onion.
Stop.
There was a piece of onion in the champurrado. Like, and not just one. There was 2. And then the champurrado tasted like onion. Like, and I was so disappointed because I paid almost $7 plus, because $5.99 plus tax. I paid like $6 something for fucking like cinnamon stick and onion in my champurrado.
Oh no.
I went to go
Did you give him a call?
No. I just went to go I got like a strainer and then I just like poured it so that it would just like whatever was. Girl, tell me why there was like big ass chunks of the cinnamon stick in there. I was like, oh hell no. I'm glad I freaking strained it. Yeah. Because I would have been highly disappointed. I was already disappointed. Anyways. Quick sidebar. I don't know why. That just reminded me of my champurrado. Total fucking failure.
I would be so sad.
I'd
really probably sad. Start crying. That'd be my breaking point at that point.
Anyways, last announcement before we jump into the festive fields of Lovelight Farms. The next episode is going to look a little different because Edith is taking the reins, the whole sleigh actually, and doing the full review
Santa
solo. And me, I will be sitting back cozy in my metaphorical flannel, reacting, gasping, judging, and causing chaos from the sidelines. Expect unfiltered retellings from her, dramatic gasps from me, and peak festive feral energy from both of us.
Wow. I like the sleigh part. It made me feel like Santa Claus. Take the sleigh.
All right, let's jump into our dating profile. All right, so today we are reviewing Lovelight Farms by B.K. Borison. So I kind of did some digging online, and I believe this was her like first book that kind of went public, like that put her out there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So this was kind of like her. Dang it! There's a name for it when
Her
it's
debut?
Yes, this was her debut, and so people had mixed feelings about it. Anyways, so Lovelight Farms has 23 chapters and an epilogue. It's about 336 pages, and it is a standalone. However, this is part of the Lovelight series, which there are 4 books total. This is the first installment of the series.
Okay.
The book is in first person. Thank God. Thank the Lords.
I was like, Angel about to cry if it's another.
Yeah. But anyways, the book is in first person from the female main character's point of view, with 1 chapter from the male main character's point of view. It was interesting.
I just read a book that was exactly like that.
Really?
Yes.
Where like the whole book is like the female, and then just like one last little chapter.
Yeah, last chapter.
It was the guy.
It was in his perspective.
And it was so interesting because I haven't read too many like that. It's like either like a multiple. Actually, you know what? Right now I'm in the middle of a series that it's dual point of view.
Okay.
But then the author adds in like a chapter or 2 that's from the parents' perspective of the main characters.
Oh, that's interesting. That's even more interesting.
It was really interesting.
Like, it's not part of the love like dynamic.
Yes.
It's somebody outside of that like that.
Yeah. So for those of you who are curious, I'm reading the Legacy of Gods series right now by Rena Kent. It's called like the Renaverse because almost every series in her like universe is like connected. So it starts with like certain characters, and then they all end up being like friends or something. So they being like connected. So it's like she has a series of characters over here and then another series, but they end up being friends. And so basically the Legacy of Gods is the kids of those parents of the other series.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
that's crazy.
The parents' perspective is because they were main characters in their own series. Oh. So you kind of get like that perspective of like them, because obviously in the series they're like younger, you know, like a lot of them were kids. Like she does a lot of like college romances.
Yeah.
I don't know if the other ones are also college romance, because I started with Legacy of Gods. I did not realize what I fucking walked into.
What like captured your attention?
It was on my TBR,
okay.
and then I just. I have one more book in the Housemaid series that I have left, but it's on hold right now. Like, I'm waiting for it to be available.
Because Libby is great.
Yeah, I freaking love Libby. Dude, I am obsessed. And I'm like, why the fuck did I not know about this sooner?
I know. Yeah, that's the thing about it. I wish I would have explored it more. I just got it.
You just had it?
Yeah. But I never used it. I didn't really know the full capability of it until like I started looking more into it with you, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. So I'm waiting for the last installment to be ready. I don't even know what place I'm in. Like, I think I'm like number 17.
And it tells you too. I'm like, damn.
There's 16 people in front of you waiting for this book, and I'm like, God damn.
I know. I have one of the next book in the series because I just read Fourth Wing. And I'm waiting for the next book, right? Because I did a thing called immersive reading. Because I saw it on TikTok where people like are reading the book while listening to the audio. And I don't know about y'all, but I loved that experience. Like, I really enjoyed it. And now I'm just like, okay, I want to do the same with the next book. Like, I don't want to, like, I just want to finish the series in the same way that I was reading it. So I am, it has 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, I'll get it.
God damn, you gotta wait 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
Girl, I was not that patient. One of the book that I'm on right now in the series that I'm reading, dang, this is like complete, like, we're like side note, it wasn't going to be available for like I don't even know how long, and I was so impatient. And because I have Kindle Unlimited, so for those of you who didn't know this, but if you have Kindle Unlimited and you go and get the book and like put it in your little library or whatever, and you go back to look at the Audible or whatever, they usually give you like a really like discounted price.
Oh, really?
Because if you have Audible, I have Audible, and it already gives you a discounted price. But if you have Kindle Unlimited and you actually get the book to read it, and then if you go onto Amazon or whatever, it'll identify that you got the book for your Kindle Unlimited, and it'll discount the price even more for Audible. So it'll be like $5 compared to the normal like $12-15 or something like that. But it turns out I had a credit, so I was like, I'm not fucking waiting for Libby. I was like, I'm gonna use my credit, and if not, I was so willing to pay the $5.
But like, I need this
because it's the next book. It's because so there's in this series there's 6 books, right? I'm on number 4. And I'm highly waiting for because basically from book 1, you meet all of the characters that are going to be in the rest of the series, right? And you can kind of tell what characters are going to end up together. Yeah. And there's one like highly anticipated couple for me. And they're the 5th book. So I feel like I was like, I just need to get through. Like, girl, I am getting through these books because I want to get to the 5th book. Like, this couple, like, this is the couple that I want to know more about. The 5th and the 6th couple. Of course, it had to be the last 2 couples that I'm like, I want to know more about. And they're the last 2 books. So I'm finally, the one that I'm reading right now, I was like, not really looking forward to. I think this was the character that I was least excited about, so we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes they surprise you.
That's for sure.
Because I know in the Devil Knight series by Penelope Douglas, the character that I least liked was Damon Torrance, and if anybody has read those books, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was my least favorite character, and then when I read his book, ends up being my favorite character.
Yeah, you see?
Ate it up. He was just misunderstood.
I can't with you.
Anyways, let's continue. Let's get back on track.
Back on track.
Okay. Anyways, so in this book, it is a male and female. The male is Luca and the female is Stella. So those are going to be our 2 main characters. And it does end in a happily ever after.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. It's in a happily ever after. Here, let me give you some tropes. This is a holiday romance with elements such as friends to lovers, fake dating, small town romance, sunshine and cinnamon roll pairing. You remember that cinnamon roll? Slow burn, fear of abandonment. Trigger warnings and kinks. There's not very many. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it seems like that's like a common thing with these holiday books.
Yeah. But let me give you some of these trigger warnings and kinks, which I wouldn't even say they're kinks, but sexual content, 3rd act breakup, slow burn, vandalism, financial stress, and off-page parental death. The spicy chapters, there's 4 spicy chapters. That is 3 more than I thought there was going to be.
Hey, that's true.
And then one of them was kind of like half spicy. So you got like 4.5.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like...
That's good. And okay.
Yeah.
It's a good turnout.
And the spicy chapters are 12, 14, 16, and 20.
Oh my God, that's good. It doesn't like it has them spread out like throughout the book.
Yeah. So they're not like all like spicy, you know, like, or like you got to go like no spice. It's like bell peppers. And then it's like last chapter, chili pepper.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah. So are you ready to jump into our next segment?
I'm ready to jingle my bells. Let's go.
Okay, let's jump into it. Stella's life was being held together by spreadsheets, caffeine, and delusion.
Oh, sounds like my life.
The day she bought her Christmas tree farm was supposed to be the day she fulfilled her wildest dreams. She thought owning a Christmas tree farm would be romantic and bring Christmas magic and joy. This was supposed to be what Christmas songs were written about, the operative words being supposed to be. She felt like she was lied to by every Hallmark movie ever made, and especially the previous owner, Hank, who conveniently failed to mention that he was months behind on paying several bills, and she inherited his debt when she signed on the dotted line. When she bought the farm, she knew that she would have to invest money into renovating and fixing it up to be everything that she envisioned it to be. What she hadn't planned for was all the suspicious setbacks. It wasn't just packages mysteriously disappearing. It was also pumpkins being smashed, her equipment malfunctioning, her fence collapsing twice. And now a whole pasture of trees are rotting and withering away, just like her faith to turn things around. With the way the farm's finances were looking, she was quickly running out of options. She was already surviving off ramen noodles, and her savings were quickly dwindling. Because although she hadn't paid herself, she was making damn sure that her employees weren't missing a cent from their checks. She had explored every option she could, and she even pitched a hot farmer's calendar to her lead farmer, Beckett. I already forgot one of the characters' name. Which he quickly shot down. Oh well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah.
She was half relieved, half stressed when she received an email with what was supposed to be the best news ever that could turn things around for the farm. She had submitted an application to be featured on Evelyn St. James' channel. She was the influencer when it came to destination hospitality, and Stella was selected as a finalist for the Small Business Sweepstakes. The winner would be rewarded with $100,000, but just the feature alone on her social media accounts would be equivalent to thousands of ad dollars. Again, the operative words being supposed to be. Because although she did believe that Lovelight Farms was special and magical, she might have lied a little on the application.
She fluffed it up.
It was just a tiny lie, but was now causing her so much stress. She said she owned and operated the farm with her longtime boyfriend. At the time, she believed it would sound so much more romantic to say that she owned it with a boyfriend than as a single woman who hadn't so much as been on a date with someone in 17 months. The money would save the farm, so she just had to go through with the sweepstakes. So naturally, she would just have to find someone to be her fake boyfriend. Finding someone to play the part wasn't what had Stella stressing so much. No, it was the fact that there was only one person she wanted to play the part. The one person she was thinking about when she typed in boyfriend into the application. It was her best friend, Luca.
Oh.
Do you see the problem now?
Not the best friend.
How was she even supposed to approach this? She had been attempting to ask him for over a week now, and every time she tried to bring it up, she choked. He was the most important person in the world for her, and she didn't want anything to jeopardize their friendship. She considered asking someone else, who unsurprisingly said no. So maybe she could hire some kind of escort or something. No, she just had to suck it up and ask Luca. Luca and Stella had met in the small town of Inglewood, Maryland, when Luca was visiting from New York City to help his mother move into the town. Stella had just lost her mother a couple of months before, and she was at a hardware store at the hardware store for no reason at all, when she quite literally ran into Luca. All it took was one look, and Luca offered to buy her a grilled cheese sandwich. He kept coming back into town to visit his mother, and they kept running into each other. And that was almost 10 years ago, and she has been in love with him for almost just as long.
Oh my God.
What can possibly go wrong? Well, in her case, apparently everything can go wrong. Luca was in her kitchen cooking like he had done many times before when Stella joined him. He had noticed her strange behavior over the last week and wanted to check in on her. He knew there was something she wasn't telling him. They were eating dinner when she finally blurted out, "I need you to date me." Luca doesn't even flinch when he says, "Okay."
Oh.
She thinks better of it and rushes to tell him it's fake and that she meant to say that she needs him to pretend to date her. He simply shrugs and says, "Sure." She was on the verge of a mental breakdown and he just says, "Sure." She tried to change the subject, but he wanted to know more about why she needed him to date her. She explained the sweepstakes and how the exposure would really help the farm without delving too much into the financial mess that she's in. He understood and decided to help her. She was relieved that he hadn't rejected her, but she was also stressing out even more because he agreed. That meant that they had to act like a couple and do couple things. Was she ready for that? She had to ground herself and remind herself it was just pretend. None of it was going to be real. She had to protect herself and not let herself get swept up in the act. And if it wasn't reason enough to stress, she realized that they would have to make their fake relationship real public. Inglewild is a small town, and if she wanted Evelyn to really believe that they were dating, the town would have to believe it too. It was time to go public. They strolled the town center holding hands, and that was all it took. Word traveled faster than the speed of lightning in Inglewild. They weren't in the town center for more than an hour, and it was like everybody knew. They received several finalies and many congratulations as they just cured cancer, and even Beckett, the antisocial farmer, received several calls asking him if the news was true. As it turns out, the town had started a betting pool on when they would end up together. Stella had never realized how invested the town was in the nature of their relationship.
That's sad, though.
Seeing how happy everybody was for them made Stella realize that they never considered the after. They had only talked about fake dating until Evelyn left town. They hadn't talked about what they were going to do about their fake relationship after she left. Were they supposed to just say, "Just kidding, it wasn't real," or maybe just let everybody know that they were better off as friends? She decided to bring it up to Luca so that they can come up with a game plan, and she was in disbelief and confused when he said they should just continue. What did he even mean by that? Luca elaborated and said that it wasn't anyone's business on what the status of the relationship was. He didn't think they needed to broadcast whether or not they had broken up, so if people wanted to keep thinking they were together, so be it. Stella didn't know what to do with this. She protested and said that just continuing could get in the way of their romantic lives. How would he even date if the town believed they were still together? Luca assured her that that wouldn't be a problem. Not that they openly talked about their sexcapades or lack of, but that wasn't the point. She was having a hard time accepting that he'd be willing to put his love life on hold just to help her. She wasn't going to let him do that. She was definitely going to have to bring this up again. She hadn't expected how easy pretending was going to be. It was a little too easy. Stella had to keep reminding herself that it wasn't real. It was good for her to keep this in the forefront. The act of pretending was easy, natural even. It was accepting that it was pretend that was hard, not letting herself get caught up in it. But she was hyper aware of his touch. The slight brush here, the prolonged touch there, and her mind wandered to how his hand rested on her thigh and brushed to her inner thigh. She couldn't help fantasizing about how his hand might have been sliding up higher, his breath on the sensitive part of her neck, and her legs wrapping around his waist. Wow, she really needed to get her head out of the gutter and not have these thoughts about her best friend. And yet, when they agreed to practice their first kiss, he was patient, chaste, and calm. It drove her insane because she wanted to unravel him.
Damn.
Things had been going better than she imagined until she received a phone call that dumped metaphorical ice water all over her. Luca called her with panic in his voice, asking if she had heard from his mother. She had been in town, and although she was friendly with his mom, they didn't go out of their way to reach out to each other. She knows, he tells her. Stella was a little relieved because that shouldn't be an issue since it's fake, and Luca tells his mother everything. Except Luca is quiet. Too quiet. And panic starts settling in, and Stella is close to losing her cool. Luca explains that she was excited and he didn't have the heart to tell her it was fake.
Oh, no. Not the mama.
Oh, and she was making lasagna and bringing it over to her place.
Oh, no.
Lying to Evelyn in the town was one thing, but lying to his mother was another. What were they supposed to do when this was over? And then she thinks that Stella broke her son's heart. How could she look her in the eye? Luca frustratingly sighs and tells her that they already talked about this. They don't have to tell anyone anything, and they'll just continue. Luca and Stella have fought in the past, but she had never been this angry, and she told him that she'd talk to him later and hung up. She needed a second to collect herself before she had to come face to face with the most important woman in Luca's life. It went surprisingly well. And although she was a little suspicious of the timing, she was happy that she and Luca finally decided to take the next step. Stella decided to stop avoiding Luca and finally called him back so that they could make up. But kiss and make up took on a whole different meaning when Luca left New York City at 3 in the morning and drove to Inglewild. It was still so early in the morning when Luca got to Stella's house and crawled into bed with her. Stella woke up with Luca spooning her, and she doesn't know if it's the early morning fog or if she wants to stop pretending, but she decided to lean into it. The feeling of his breath down her neck, his chest against her back, and his hard length against her ass causes her body to heat and warm, spreads with a heavy tug low in her belly. Luca tilts his hips away so that they are no longer touching, and Stella wiggles, chasing his warmth. Luca starts with innocent touches, asking in silent permission if he can go further. The ache between her legs continues to grow, and she chases the friction for release. When they... When they're startled out of the trance by Beckett's horn, he was honking.
Fucking Beckett.
He was honking in tune with Jingle Bells to get Stella's attention. After Beckett leaves, Stella and Luca are left to address the elephant in the room. They both agree that there has been some tension building between them, so Luca proposes that they treat the next week as a trial period. Stella doesn't like the idea of friends with benefits, and Luca explains that while Evelyn is in town, they'll be acting like a couple, so why not continue doing couple things even when they're alone?
Oh, this man.
Do the things that feel right. Stella is hesitant because more than anything, she doesn't want to jeopardize their friendship. But she also just wants to let go and enjoy a relationship with Luca, even if it's just for a week.
Just fucking do it.
So Stella agrees. It's the middle of the night and Stella is woken up by the buzzing of her phone. She had more security cameras installed because someone or someones have continued to vandalize her farm. She was trying to stay positive and believe that everything was just bad luck, or maybe some raccoons had a vendetta against her. But she was horrified when she pulled up the camera to see the shadow of a man's figure break her camera with a shovel. She jumped out of bed and woke Luca, Beckett, and the town sheriff so that they can get this guy once and for all. But not for the lack of trying, the vandal managed to escape Luca and Beckett chasing after him. After a search of the property, thankfully, nothing besides the camera was damaged. The camera must have caught the vandal by surprise and panicked when Luca and Beckett went outside. As the weekend went on, what Stella thought would just be an itch she scratched turned out to feel like the heat was turned from simmering to blazing. She thought that the tension would just slowly go away, but for all her looking, he couldn't stop touching. Things were heating up like she never imagined, and even caught herself smiling during sex. Were her wild fantasies coming true, or was she setting herself up for the biggest downfall? It was game time. Evelyn finally arrives at the farm, and Stella is surprised with how beautiful she was in person as she is online. She was the sweetest girl ever, and Evelyn was charmed by the small town and the Christmas tree farm. It was straight out of a movie, but in true rom-com fashion, shit hit the fan, decorated in twinkle lights and emotional confetti.
Oh no, what's gonna happen?
Beckett makes an entrance just for things to get real awkward, and Evelyn makes a quick exit. Beckett comes clean to Stella and lets her know that he had actually met Evelyn at a bed and breakfast when he went to a farmers convention. They had a one-night stand. Well, more like a 3-night stand before she disappeared, and he had no idea who she was because he doesn't have social media. And he felt bad because he didn't want to be the reason that they lost the sweepstakes. Although Stella was not upset with Beckett at all, she was stressed because they really needed the reward money. It was time for Stella to face the music and come clean to her friends. She gathered Luca, Beckett, and Layla and told them the truth about the financial situation of the farm. Although Beckett was a grump, he'd never been so upset as he was at that moment. Even sweet Layla looked so disappointed with her, but what truly tore her up inside was seeing how hurt Luca looked. She had never meant to disappoint them, and she was doing the best she could, except Beckett fires back, lets her know that she didn't disappoint them. He's upset because she wasn't honest and upfront with them. They're supposed to be partners and in this together. There's also the fact that she hasn't paid herself and kept paying them their full salary. Luca was hurt because he feels like she doesn't trust him to help her carry the load. Why is she the only one allowed to be there for him and help him with his goals, but she won't allow him to do the same for her? He's also a data analyst who works with numbers for a living and could have helped her. She apologized and explained that she just wanted to feel good enough to do this on her own.
Farmer and data analyst? You go, Beckett.
What she didn't understand was that even if someone helped her to the finish line, no one could take the accomplishment away from her. It was still going to be her win. Beckett and Layla sit Stella back down, and they go through a business plan that Luca most definitely helped them with and broke down all the numbers that could help them get through the next few months. Both Beckett and Layla decided to take pay cuts and offered a buy-in to the farms to make it official. They were partners after all, and they should have done that from the beginning. They go over every area they can cut back on and where they can improve. Stella couldn't believe they did all of this for her and cared this much for her and the farm. She was truly lucky to have friends like them. Things were starting to look up. She got a call from the sheriff because they had the vandal who caused all of her hardship. Stella rushes down to the station and was in complete shock when she found out that the man in question was Mr. Hewitt, the town's librarian.
Not the librarian, bro.
This had to be a joke, right? Mr. Hewitt came forward because he realized how ridiculous this had all become when he spent hours hiding in a ditch after running away from Beckett and Luca. Mr. Hewitt apologized to Stella and explained that the previous owner, Hank, had already told him that he would sell the farm to him so he could have an alpaca farm. But Stella swooped in and took it from him. Well, she didn't take it from him. It was Hank who backed out of their deal. He was so upset and only wanted Stella to back out of the farm so that she could sell it to him. But she was so determined to make it work that he had to escalate. He realized that what he had done was wrong and wanted to apologize. Stella was upset, but she didn't feel right pressing charges. So she eventually agreed to restitution for all of the damages and a restraining order. Because boundaries. Evelyn comes back and apologizes for leaving so suddenly. She wasn't prepared to run into Beckett and tries to explain that she isn't like that. She's not a one-night stand kind of girl, and she was just embarrassed to run into him after she ghosted him. But she's a professional, and she was not going to let something so trivial get in the way of her job. Beckett also went and talked to her personally and let her know that they could put it behind them, and that if she wanted he could make it so that she doesn't have to see him again during her stay. That wasn't necessary. She was a big girl and she had a job to do, and she did it very well. Stella noticed that their social media accounts were growing and people were already making plans to go out and visit the farm. Even if they didn't win the sweepstakes, just the exposure alone was helping them out so much. Things had been going so well and things were looking up. But of course, what goes up must come down, right? Luca shares with Stella that he decided to take a job that's only half an hour away from Inglewild so that he could be closer to her and his mom. Stella couldn't help but to get excited to be closer to him and to see him more often. Luca lets her know that she can also come to his place and spend the night with him. But then Stella remembers that would technically be after the end of their arrangement. Luca was confused because he thought they were on the same page about their feelings towards each other. Oh my God. Stella understood that the trial week would just be a time for them to explore the relationship beyond a platonic friendship, and that when the trial was over, they would go back to being friends.
What?
Luca was getting frustrated with Stella.
I'm getting frustrated with Stella.
Luca was getting frustrated with Stella because why would he just fuck her and then be fine with going back to being platonic friends? He's in love with her and wants to be with her. She couldn't accept that and didn't accept that. The arrangement had to have confused him. She knew that he loved her, but being in love was different. Luca was upset and had to step away because he had fallen for her and agreed to the arrangement because he thought she would finally see that they would be great together, and now he just felt stupid. Stella couldn't believe this was happening. This is exactly what she didn't want to happen. She should have never asked him to fake date her. She just wanted to run after him and apologize for even proposing the arrangement. She wanted things to go back to how they were before. It was the end of Evelyn's trip, and in the spirit of being honest, she knew what she had to do. She had to tell her the truth. Evelyn just smiles and says that she already knew the truth. She was just waiting for her to tell her. Evelyn laughed and told her that she found out the first night she was there. Inglewild isn't exactly secretive. The townspeople were excited and happy for them, letting her know that this was that it was about time that they got together, which was interesting because Stella wrote a longtime boyfriend in the application. Stella apologized and said that she regretted the whole thing, but did she really? Evelyn didn't believe her, and she showed her a video that she put together that featured her and Luca looking like a real couple, even when they didn't know she was filming them. And the truth finally hit her. Seeing Luca look at her like that was the look of a man in love. How had she not seen it before? Stella ran to find Luca and profess her love to him. Oh my God. She was afraid of telling him that she was in love with him because she was afraid of losing him. She had a distant relationship with her father, and after her mother passed away, he was the most important person in her life. Luca apologized for how he reacted, but promised that he would never leave her and that she was stuck with him. Unfortunately, lying on the application disqualified her from the sweepstakes. But Stella still felt like she walked straight into her own happy ending. The farm was blooming under the new attention. Luca was hers in every way that mattered, and if love didn't come with a cash prize, well, she'd still somehow walked away with everything that she ever wanted. The end.
Damn. That's cute.
Thoughts, Edith?
That was cute. That was cute. I felt like it definitely gave more than pumpkin spice.
Yes.
You get me? Like,
yeah.
It was like it was more entertaining. Like even just the what you were the retelling that you're saying. Like I don't know. It just seemed like more. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Even though like there's like little things that I'm like, do all holiday books have like kind of the same?
Like what?
Like for example, like somebody like trying to like ruin her farm,
like sabotage her farm.
Yes, I'm like, who are these like what?
Why is there always like the one unhinged person that wears like a fucking cardigan?
Yes, exactly. It's always the person that wears a cardigan. Like, why are you trying to destroy stuff like with your old ass age? Like,
Yeah.
sit down.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's funny. And then like, and then the third act like breakups.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, yes, third act breakup.
So is it like a thing with? Okay, I mean, I haven't read a lot of holiday stuff. And
well, third act breakups, like honestly, is something that happens across the board. You know, like it doesn't have to be just holiday romances, because I've seen third act breakups and dark romance and like sports romances and
sports romance. That sounds so sports.
I've seen third act breakups in like all kinds of books, but I mean, it based off of when we read Pumpkin Spice, and this one is kind of like, it just kind of seems like a theme, you know?
It does. But I don't know, it seemed really cute.
It was cute.
And the fact that Evelyn already caught up to their shit. I'm like, bro. I'm like, she didn't really think that through. That she was going to talk to the townspeople?
Yeah, and it's like, come on, it's a small town. Like, what did you expect? It's a small town. Like, people have big-ass mouths.
Exactly. There's no secrets.
No.
So, yeah. No, but I think it was a cute read. That's a cute holiday read.
It was a cute read.
Definitely, for sure.
It was a cute read. My boy Luca, though. He was such a green flag in the worst way possible. Like, he was Mr. Consent. Like, sir, please stop being emotionally intelligent during my smut. Like,
you're turning me off. Like with your green flags.
Yeah, get your green flags out of here. Dude, it was like there was so many times throughout the book where like you can tell that like
he genuinely cared about her.
He genuinely cared about her, okay? Like I totally get that he didn't want her to feel like pressured into anything. But like it's also sexy as fuck when a man just takes the lead and just, you know, and they know
there's like a balance.
They go after what they want,
there's
you know?
A balance.
And also when they don't take no for an answer. Like
I just like a very toxic.
I think it's just I read too much dark romance.
Yeah, there we go.
But that's all I'm saying. I'm like, he was such a green flag in the worst way. The worst way, you know, like.
But esa Stella también, like since the beginning, she has had feelings for him. Decides to go in this fake relationship with her best friend. Like, girl, you already deciding that you fucked it up. Like,
yeah. But also, like, how much longer was Luca gonna keep waiting? Because he was essentially waiting for her to like realize that she's in the middle of her own rom-com.
Yeah, like why didn't he like step up and be like, hey, I want you, bro?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
10 years? Que no se conocieron, like they were like
they've known each other for almost 10 years. Nah. And like that's what I'm saying. And also like, okay, Mr. Consent, like he literally she's wiggling her ass on him and then he would be like, is this okay? Like, he literally asked her, is this okay? Can I touch you?
Aww.
A couple times. And I'm like, okay, in real life, but like,
aww.
Like, fictional men need to have no boundaries. Like,
you're like, I like the red flags.
Like,
no, but even then, it's like, you know, her, I feel like that's like a universal talk. In a way, like I feel like girls do that a lot, where like they wiggle a little bit back, and it's like it's a sign.
It's
an
invitation to fucking take me.
Exactly. It's like you saying yes without saying yes.
Yeah.
And like so, yeah, I could see like how that could kill the mood a little bit. You know, and be like,
yeah,
he wiggles back like the fuck.
He like tilts his hips like, sir, your fucking dick is already on her ass.
Exactly, and says like, can I touch you? And I'm like, I don't want you to touch me anymore. Like, ew, no.
They were literally like, I don't know, girl. There was like a couple times where he did that. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, where he would be like, and then at one point he was like, hey, like, I know we kind of agreed that we would just kind of see, like, do what feels right. And he's even like, but I'm going to need you to make the first move. He straight up told her that he's like, I need you to make the first move because he's like, I just don't want to do something that, like, you don't want, you know? And she's like, he's like, I don't want you to feel pressured. And she's like,
well, I'll tell you no if I don't want to.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But that was kind of driving me nuts. Like that, because I'm like, I mean, he was so sweet though. Like,
yeah, he was.
Like the way he would like cook for her, and like he did a lot of the cooking too.
It seemed like I said, he genuinely cared about her.
Yeah, and like the way that like he could tell that there was something wrong with her, like because you know how she was acting weird for like a whole week, and he just knew that something was wrong. That he just fucking drove out and was like, "Hey, like, tell me what's going on. Like, I know there's something wrong." And also, I didn't mention this in my retelling, but so you know when they first met and she was all heartbroken because of her mom or whatever, and they like ran into each other. So the reason why he offered to buy her a grilled cheese, I don't know if you caught that bit.
No, yeah, I literally was gonna ask you then. I was like, a grilled cheese? Why a fucking grilled cheese?
So when they kind of talk about like his dad, because his dad passed away when he was young. His dad, whenever his dad saw that he was like sad or like he was down, the dad would make him a grilled cheese sandwich. So he didn't, when he ran into her and he saw that she was like sad, he literally was just like, do you want a grilled cheese sandwich? Like he literally like took that and was like that's how his dad showed him love, and he like
that's
how he like passed it along type of thing. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Like
that is cute.
He was real cute. And I was like, Stella, you're fucking pissing me off. Like,
no, yeah.
But her whole like fucking Delulu being in denial, like,
yeah, like, okay, first of all, this man is now se tardó, ¿verdad? Pero he's telling you like, you know, I want to see where shit goes. Like, I want to like basically be with you without saying it like that.
Yeah.
And this girl's like, no, I want to be friends still. Like, weren't you just saying like 2 minutes ago that you had feelings for him? Like, you're telling yourself, like, what is happening? Like, make up your mind.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like, the real villain in Lovelight Farms was not even Mr. Hewitt. It was Stella's communication.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like, this girl. And honestly, in my opinion, obviously I had to make the book, and that's what made the plot and stuff like that. But I feel like her joining the sweepstakes and saying she needed to do it with a man, like to be in a couple. I feel like she would have done great if she would have said, I'm a single woman trying to make this work.
Especially because Evelyn is a single woman.
Exactly.
Like, but honestly, that was like, obviously it kind of made the plot, you know? But like,
exactly. That's why I'm like,
which is funny though, because when she tells Beckett and Layla, like, hey, like, I don't know what to do. Like, she even asked Beckett, like, hey, will you fake date me or whatever? And he's like, no. But even like when she admitted to them, like what the kind of the situation, like they were like, both of them were like, or even Beckett was like, because Beckett has 3 sisters. So he's very much like, why do you need a man to like be successful? Like, he straight up told her, like, you don't need a man to be successful. And he was like, you should have just put, like, that you're an independent, like, single woman running this, like, Christmas tree farm.
Yeah, like, not a lot of, like, single women running farms.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think a lot of it I think a lot of it just had to do with kind of, like, you know, just her own personal, like, insecurity and stuff. But also, like, she kind of says that, like, so when she was filling out the application, she was on the phone with Luca, because they talked on the phone constantly. They're, you know, because he lives in New York City and she lives like hours away in Maryland. And like when she was filling out the application, she says that she was on the phone with Luca and she just got like wrapped up into this fantasy of like, just like imagining what like being in a relationship would be. And then I think she just kind of put it in there, like, you know, because she was kind of caught up in her feelings is kind of what she made it sound like. But she could have definitely, like, she could have been so successful with just putting even just, you know, on her own, especially because if she would have done, like, I'm sure she did her homework on Evelyn, and she's a single woman, like, running this whole, like, social media empire because she has, like, millions of followers. And even when she showed up to Lovelight Farms, she didn't have a team. Like, she was, like, literally, like, I'm here, like, I'm gonna film all the content, and, like, she was gonna do all of it herself. So, like, as a single woman, like, you know, running a successful, like, content creation, like, you know, business, like, I think she could have, like, even, like, you know what I'm saying? It's, like, know who your audience is, and it's, like, Evelyn was a single woman herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, oh, I made the plot, I guess.
Yeah.
So that. But I'm like, she could have stood out by herself. She
Exactly.
The whole story.
Exactly.
She could have saved herself.
Also, I kind of want to read the next installment of the series because
what is it called?
I don't remember what it's called, but I believe it's Becca and Evelyn's story. They rekindle.
Oh,
yeah,
that seems interesting.
So the next book number 2, I believe it's Becca and Evelyn's story, and then book number
another sexy farmer story. Another hopefully that one better.
Yeah. Well, apparently Beckett's supposed to be like rural.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the third book I believe is Layla and the one of the police officers in the town, which he makes a little like appearance in the book. But it was funny because at one point, so when Beckett and Luca run after the vandal. So the sheriff comes in and he's like, where's Beckett and Luca? And she's like, they went after the guy. And the sheriff was so pissed. He's like, why don't you like they're like, you guys are not fucking police officers. Like, why are you running? Like, you don't know if this is a dangerous man. Like, you're running after a vandal. Like, so then the sheriff had brought back up and it was, Officer Alvarez. I was like, oh, an Alvarez.
An Alvarez?
Yeah.
Caught my attention there. Are they all like, do you know if the whole series is like Christmas or like it's kind of like different seasons?
I think it might be different seasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it was funny because then Officer Alvarez was staying with Stella back at the cottage or whatever. And like Luca's jealousy comes out during this part because like he walks in and Stella's like talking to Officer Alvarez or whatever. And the whole time Luca's like dogging the fuck out of the officer. And meanwhile, the officer's over here eating like Layla's fucking biscuits or some shit because she baked.
Eating her biscuits.
Yeah, eating her biscuits or like her donuts or something. And meanwhile, Luca's over here like fucking throwing daggers at him with his eyes. And after they leave or whatever, Luca goes, why didn't you ask him to be your fake boyfriend? Like, literally, it was like, he was like being all fucking jealous and stuff. And she was like, are you jealous? And he's just like, well, it looked like you guys were all cozy up in here. Like, she's like, I was talking to him like a normal person. But you can kind of, like, honestly, it was so obvious that he had feelings for her. And she was just in fucking Delulu. Like, this man could have fucking literally bent down on one knee and proposed to her, and she would literally be like, oh, he's just practicing like for someone else. Like, she was that fucking delusional. Like, he was just so obvious that he was so into her, and she's just like trying not to see it. It was pretty frustrating.
Yeah. But they ended up together.
Yeah, but they did. After the fucking third act breakup, that I was like, that was so unnecessary. Yeah. But also, how about Stella buying a fantasy and got a Home Depot return pile? How pissed would you be? Oh, like, the freaking previous owner doesn't tell you he's like in all this debt and like shit's breaking down.
There has to be a way I could sue you. That's my thing. Like, there has to be a way.
Like, I would have been so mad. And then like Hank's over there living his best life in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
like,
fucking Hank. First of all, you said that name and I was like, Hank. I don't even like the name, bro. I already know this guy's bad.
Yeah. But I was like, damn, dude, I thought this was so funny. I was like, Stella bought a Christmas tree farm for nostalgia. I can't even keep a succulent alive.
Damn.
And I'm like, she really was like, I want to buy a Christmas tree farm. And I'm like, that's crazy.
That's
like,
so niche too.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's like year long, but I guess like during like,
because they have to grow.
Yeah, they grow the trees and then like obviously but it's just like also like I was trying to think like how the fuck does she make her money, because she doesn't charge an entrance fee. Like, people just, yeah. So I was kind of trying to figure out like, bitch, how do you make your money? I mean, she has this ice skating rink, but like, I mean, the ice skating rink is like winter time. Like, what are you gonna do during the summer?
Like, did they do like little tours or something?
I don't know. And I know, like, during fall season, they do, like, the pumpkins.
Well, no wonder homegirl couldn't afford it. Like, she ain't making money. Like, where's the money making?
I think the money maker was Layla's bakery, because she had, like, a cute little bakery on the farm and stuff.
Oh.
So, like, she did sell, like, you know, her, like, cafe. Or it was, like, a little cafe or something. It was, like,
that's cute.
Yeah.
Makes me want to own a farm.
For that reason.
Yeah. Live my Hallmark dreams.
Yeah, but dude, the fucking Mr. Hewitt though with the alpacas, I'm like, seriously? Like, you did all of this for some fucking alpacas?
Hey, alpacas, they're cute. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, he just wanted his farm of alpacas.
Yeah, I don't know, but even like Stella was like, you know, like she's like, if you would have just asked, like I would have let you have your alpacas at my farm. Like, you could have just asked, not fucking done all this shit. Like,
I'm telling you, like, it's just these older cardigan men. Was he older? Yeah, right?
Yeah, he was older. He was an older librarian. Like, it just...
First of all, you're already a librarian. Like, you have your little library. Like, I don't know. But, yeah.
So another thing that... One of the things that kind of was, like... Not my favorite part, but, I mean, it was still a cute book, you know? I just feel like some of the stuff was so, like... Because, mind you, like... So, Stella and Luca are, like... I think in their 30s, like early 30s. Like they're like a little older. Well, not older, but like older in romance world, because romance world typically has like younger.
Have you ever read like books? Sorry, off topic, but have you ever read books where like it's like an old couple?
the love interests?
Yeah, are older.
Well, there's the age gaps.
I mean, like both of them.
Like dad's best friend tropes. Dude, those always fucking throw me. Because I'm like, dad's best friend. Like, that'd be weird, bro.
Hell no.
Could you imagine? Like,
no, I cannot imagine.
He's over here talking about this fucking sweet ass he's getting, and it's like talking to her dad.
Hell no. No. I don't want to imagine. I'm saying about like old couples. Like, we're talking about like, they're both in their like 40s, 50s. Have you read any?
I don't think I've read any. Well, only when they're like side characters and they're, or like, for example, like they had a book and now they're like older, and then kind of like this book, that the series that I'm reading that I told you about, where like it was when they were, their love story was when they were younger and now they're like parents and older and stuff. Like, I've read some stories like that, where I read another series where it was the same concept. Like, it was like, the other series is kids and the parents are in it, you know, and like you can kind of get a little bit more of their love story as like adults now, but it wasn't like the whole book was dedicated to them, you know?
Okay.
But I haven't read too many of like where they're both older. Like, I've read age gaps, you know, but where they're both older. I think, like, the most I've seen is, like, where they're in their 30s.
Okay.
And that's kind of, like...
So that's your, like, the usual average book.
The average book is younger. 20s. Yeah, like, young 20s. And I can't stand the fucking, like, the high school ones and then making it all smutty and stuff. Because I'm, like, I've, you know, don't get me wrong, like, I've read some, but I think, like, the characters usually are typically around 18, but it's just kind of, like, weird. Like, to be kind of, like, sexualizing, like, teenagers. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not no fucking innocent person over here, like, when I was a teenager, but, like, it's kind of weird, like, to be a full-grown adult, like...
And then reading about,
like, high school kids, you know, like, having sex and shit, and, like, I don't know, it's just... It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But anyways, the ending though, I that was kind of interesting because I'm like, dude, how did I know that shit was gonna happen? Like, I already knew that something was gonna happen. She was gonna find out, or she was gonna confess, and then she was gonna get disqualified. But then it's like, I get it. Like, yeah, she lied on it, which is fair. Like, she did get disqualified, but it's funny because, like, in true rom-com fashion, like, all of a sudden it just works out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why didn't it work out before?
But again, we go back to the issue, which was Stella's communication skills. Because, like, why didn't she just talk to Beckett and Layla and they game planned? Like,
yeah, they could have game planned something.
How much easier was it after they game planned it together? Like,
no, pero quería hacerlo todo sola.
Yeah. It's like, you have, like, you have a group of people who care about you, and, like, they also want to see you win, and by you winning, like, helps them win too.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times we get just so caught up in our own heads that we don't lean into our support system, and we don't lean into people that, are on our side. They want to see us win. And, I don't know. It was just frustrating because I'm like, girl, like, you could have just.
This could have been way easier if she knew how to communicate.
Exactly.
But that's almost a lot of books. That's like a lot of books.
That's a lot of books. I hate the miscommunication fucking plot. It's like one of the worst plots ever. Because, like, the whole time you're just like, bro, just fucking say something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, anyways. But overall, like, I still thought it was cute. It was fun. I kind of wanted to give it a 3.5 rating just because it was very predictable. It was very, like, cookie cutter almost, like, in a lot of ways. But I also did really like, I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. I thought it was like, and honestly, like, I was surprised with, like, how much thirstier this book was compared to, like, Pumpkin Spice Cafe. Like, it was, how, like, we were saying how Pumpkin Spice was, like, giving Hallmark, like, it was very Hallmarky. I feel like this one was Hallmarky too, but thirstier because like there was fucking tension. There was a lot more tension. There was a lot more heat.
This was a Netflix special, a holiday Netflix special.
There you go. There you go. It was Hallmark, but Netflix special with a little bit more heat. Spice rating, I'm gonna give it a 2 because, like, there were some scenes too where I'm like, if it kind of felt juvenile, like when they're over here dry humping each other, like. You don't think that's juvenile? Like,
a little bit, yeah.
It was kind of juvenile. And then also, like, when they're on, like, there was another scene, they're on the couch and he, like, starts touching her and kind of exploring. It was kind of like I don't know. I'm like, you guys are 30-year-old adults. Like, how the fuck have you not, like, fucked before? And also, like...
Wait, they were virgins?
No, but, like, with each other, Like, why? How had they not gotten to that point? Because they have, like, she even said it, that they've slept before and, like, they've cuddled before. And I'm like, how did one fucking touch not lead into anything else before? Like, how the fuck did you guys spend 9 years of foreplay?
Oh, hell no. No, thank you.
Like, it was 9 years of foreplay, okay? Yeah, like, it was... Hold on. I actually bookmarked something. And now that I just remembered, I had bookmarked something because I was like, bro, when I fucking read this part... where is it? Oh my God. Okay, here's the part that I was talking about where he goes, I know we said we'd follow what's right. And then a bunch of other things. He goes, but you've got to go first. I don't want to feel like I'm pressuring you into anything. Sir, pressure me.
Put a little pressure, a little tension.
Yeah. Oh, here's what I was talking about where he says... I think this is the point where they were already getting together or something like that. But he goes, it's been almost 10 years of foreplay. I don't think one time of, fucking is what he was talking about is going to cut it. But 10 years of foreplay? No.
It's because how are you gonna tell me that you go this long without, like, The other girl, Stella, is over here like, I don't know if he likes me, but I like him type thing. Like, they obviously knew that they liked each other. Why not be fucking grown adults and fucking act on it? Like, fuck. And if it works out, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And if you ruin your friendship, so fucking be it. Like, life is too short.
Well, she didn't want to because she has like a fear of abandonment. Because like, but also like this part was kind of pissing me off too. Because there was a part where she goes like, everybody close to me leaves me. Because you know how like her dad, she was a baby when the dad left the mom and her. And then obviously her mom passed away because I think she had cancer or something. But she had some kind of illness and she passed away. So she's kind of like having... Like, I get it, you know, like the people, like you kind of don't really have family like that. But also like she had this moment of like, everybody close to me leaves me. But I'm like, bitch, so what are you trying to say about Layla and Beckett who have stood by your side? Yeah. And like started this fucking like Christmas tree farm with you. And it was kind of like, honestly, to me, like that would have been a slap in the face. Like, as a friend, that would have been a slap in the face. If she was like, everybody close to me leaves me. Like, I only have Luca as her best friend. But I'm like, oh, what about Layla and Beckett?
Yeah, like... And
also Dane, I haven't mentioned him, but Dane, the sheriff, who, when Layla was little and her mom moved into Inglewild, Dane... had gotten real close to the mom and they became friends, and he kind of like was like, he kind of took him in and he was kind of like an uncle to her.
Yeah, he like kind of over like looking over.
Yeah, just like to protect them, look out for them and stuff. And so she kind of grew up thinking of Dane like, yeah, he was the sheriff, but it was more like an uncle. Like, he's kind of like a Theo to her. And so I'm like, you have Dane too. Like, what do you fucking mean?
Oh, yeah, that is.
So she had this like, woe is me mentality. Yeah. And I'm like, Stella, Miss Girl, get out of your fucking head. Like, but I could see how she was afraid to lose Luca because it's kind of like they had been together, they're friends for so long. So I could see why she'd be upset. Yeah. But, I mean, it ended up working out. You know, it ended up working out.
That's true.
But I just was like, Stella, homegirl, get it together. Anyways, my spice rating is a 2. And my overall rating is a 4. I kind of want to give it a 3.5, but I'm just going to bump it up to a 4. But would I recommend this? Final thoughts, would I recommend this? Yeah. I would. I would recommend it. What about you? Would you read this?
I would read that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I actually think you would like it.
I think I would like it. I like how, I like the setting. First of all, I love Christmas. The plot seems like a little predictable, like you said, but I think it's like a fun read during these times. I also do like how you mentioned that the character is a little bit older, and I like that. Like, it's more realistic. Like, it's a little bit more, como se dice, relatable in a way. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Let's continue into our hot takes and heartaches.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm
Angel?
ready.
You want to hear what the people got to say about this? We heard what Angel said. Now let's see what the people say. So this is based off of Goodreads, guys. On Goodreads, the book has a 3.82.
It's pretty close to what I gave it a...
So, quick question before I move on and read the reviews. What made you bump it up to a 4? Like, from a 3.5? Because you were like, you were kind of like debating between a 3.5 and a 4. What made you like stick to 4?
What made me stick to 4 is I was invested. Like, I definitely, like, there was a few times where I was reading and I'm like, like, you know when you're literally talking to the book?
Yes. Like you're in the relationship.
Like, I'm part of the relationship, okay? I'm like, bitch, first of all, Luca, grow some balls and fucking do something. And Stella, girl, just fucking communicate. Like, so I think that's what bumped it up to a 4 for me, is that, like, I was invested, where I was kind of like, I know ultimately they're going to end up together, but I'm just, like, frustrated with how they're fucking going about this.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah. All right, so let's see what the people got to say. Let's start with the 1 stars. Okay? Let's see the people who ultimately did not like this. Okay, so here goes the first one. You know what the worst type of fake... sorry, guys. You know what the worst type of fake dating, friends to lovers romance is? when the hero and the heroine clearly have romantic feelings towards each other from the start, but the heroine does everything to sabotage the relationship. Like, come on, just talk to each other and the problem is solved.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That is true. Like, it's just communication. It's how you were saying the communication trope. Like, talk. Somebody else said, I really do not understand the hype. It was painful to read. If I had to hear him call her Lala one more time, I was going to throw up.
Okay.
Can you
elaborate? Yeah. So her name is Stella, but he, from time to time, he would call her Lala. Like, as a nickname. Her name was Lala. And I think reading it wasn't a big deal, but when I was listening to the audiobook and he would say la la, and I'd be like, no, it was so cringe. So if they had to have listened to it, because when she said if I had to hear him say la la one more time, yes. From an audio book point of view, yes. If the la was cringe, but reading it was not that bad.
Oh, okay. So like the audiobook,
because I kind of was doing both. Like sometimes I was, listening to it and reading it.
Reading or immersive reading? Were you doing immersive reading?
I was sometimes, because I know when I read this, I was on my flight to Texas. So I was kind of listening to it and reading, but then there was times where I was just reading it because like I was in bed, and then sometimes like when I was getting ready, I was just listening to it. Oh, okay. So, like, I honestly, and I do that with my books. So, like, because I have Kindle Unlimited, like, I can read it and I can also listen to it, or I could do both if I want to. So, I'm like, I love it now because I could basically keep up with my story even when I'm not in a position to like be able to read, or if I'm not in a position where I can listen to it. Like I'll just like look at where I left off in my audio and I'll jump into like my Kindle and go into like where I left off, or vice versa. So I was doing both, but when I was listening to it, the Lala cringe.
Lala.
Let's
jump into the people who rated it at 3 stars. So like in the middle, it's like, somebody said, I didn't love this book. It did have a cute and cozy feeling. However, it felt like a chore to read at points.
There was some slow points. There was definitely, like I think a lot of books have some
slow points.
Well, like sometimes too, if they're trying to set like a foundation for something, like you can't just jump into it. Like sometimes you gotta like have a little bit, some building blocks.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody else said, a charming Christmas theme romance with cute friends to lovers storyline, steamy in parts and adorably awkward in others. It was a perfect holiday read. It didn't have a huge amount of substance to it, so I'd put it in the light and fluffy category. I'll definitely continue with the series.
Yeah, that's kind of like how I felt about it too, but I just rounded it up to a 4 instead of a 3
because it kept your attention. Like
there was times where I definitely was kind of like invested, where I was like, come on guys, get your shit together.
Now let's move on with the people who literally were like, this is like a 5-star read, which is crazy. 5-star read for a holiday book. I don't know. It's because they all seem like they follow the same kind of
but this one actually has like a pretty good rating, like 3.82. Like that's solid.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, 5 stars. This is hands down one of my favorite reads of the year. Okay. Oh, that's powerful. I am literally obsessed with Stella and Luca. The fake dating plus best friends to lovers trope was everything and more. If you are a hopeless romantic like me, you will adore this book. It made me so giddy and put the biggest smile on my face. I love this book and these characters with all my heart. I wish we got to see Luca's point of view, but it was still amazing, and I will forever be thinking about this book and couple. Little yellow heart.
That's cute.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, it wasn't a 5-star, but
that's a little. I mean, there's como hay para todos. Hay libros para todos. You give me a little bit.
I mean, there's definitely like relationships that I still think about where I'm like, damn, I wonder what they're up to, even though they're fucking fictional dude, these characters be fictional as hell, but I'll be thinking about them like, damn, I miss them. I wonder what they're up to.
I was low-key in a relationship with them, even though they didn't know.
I was the fucking throuple they didn't know. Like, I was the
creeper in the corner.
I was the creeper in the corner. But no, there are some couples that I think about still.
That's so cute. Somebody else I gave it a 5-star was does this say gurgles? Gurgles.
Gurgles? What? Hold
Gurgles.
on. Oh yeah, like gurgles, like
can you
gulp? I think like
like okay.
I think so. I don't know what they were trying to do with that.
Wow! Please God, send me a Luca. And not those mafia romance assholes.
Oh!
But this contemporary romance, decadent, tiramisu, floofy, golden baby boy Luca.
Damn, they were obsessed with
She says she don't like the mafia. Literally, like, it's like somebody was like, this comment, I want Angel to read it. Because if you don't know by now, you should. Because if you've been hearing us, Angel loves mafia romance.
I do love my mafia romance. But it's because it's fiction, like, do I want to constantly be on edge because my man's going to kill somebody? No, absolutely not.
What a stressful life. But reading about it is different.
Yeah, it's like reading about it, like somebody looks at me wrong, ooh, you're getting your eyes cut out. Sorry, dude, you're gonna be blind. Now that's some love.
That's passion right there.
Because they're willing to put their fucking freedom on the line.
Yeah, that's true. That's passion. That's like literally telling you how much they love you without Luca didn't do that shit. He waited 10 years of foreplay over here.
10 years. And then like somebody is like breaking into her fucking house. And like he's just he went down to the police station. You think
hell no. I forgot about that.
He went down to the police station and did a report. And I'm like, oh, well, that was, like, that's cute. Like in real life.
Okay, it is.
In real life, that's cute. Like he went down and wrote the report for her because she didn't want to go down. Yeah. She was just like, oh, it's just probably some kids. Like she was being fucking Delulu again. Okay. Yeah. So he went down but you think Mr. Mafia Man is going to go down and fucking do a police report?
No. He's going to catch that motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna save her fucking Christmas tree farm.
So I disagree with that review. I don't want me a Luca. I don't know about like straight up a mafia romance and stuff like that. They're crazy, but I don't want me a Luca. 10 years of foreplay? Fuck that shit. A guy that doesn't initiate? No, get me out of here. So no.
Crazy.
He's cute. Green flags, but not my type.
But not my type.
Oh God, these fictional men.
Yeah, for real. So let's jump into To Be Continued. All right, now for a little foreshadowing. Next up on Book Size Matters, we're diving into Merrymaker by Kaylee Loring, a festive, flirty chaos fest where holiday magic mixes with workplace tension and one's man's charm is borderline illegal. But the real question is, will this holiday romance jingle our bells harder than the last one? I guess we'll find out together. So go ahead and grab a Santa hat and something spiked because we're going merry, messy, and maybe a little unhinged.
So good.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
You already know it helps us out a lot. Como dijiste, it's like foreplay to the algorithm, right?
Exactly. Some foreplay, but not some 10-year foreplay.
No, don't give us that 10-year. Give us like direct now. Yeah. You want it.
Yes. Like where the foreplay is just going to lead it straight into penetration.
Yeah. That kind of foreplay we want. Anyways, guys, if you guys are listening to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, make sure to leave a 5-star review, please.
Yes.
Helps us out a lot.
It helps us out a lot of bits.
Anyways.
All right. So that's it for this week's stroll through Twinkle Lights, Small Town Chaos, and Friends to Lovers Slow Burn that tested every once of our patience. And that's it for this week's stroll through Twinkle Lights, Small Town Chaos, and Friends to Lovers Slow Burn that tested every ounce of our patience. Thank you for joining us on Book Size Matters, where the spice is playful, the opinions are unhinged, and our hearts consistently fall for men who exist only in fictional zip codes.
Mm-hmm.
Until next time, keep reading, keep judging, and maybe keep a Christmas cookie on standby, because these small town romances stay feeding us.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.